welcome to More Math Homework Help. This is episode 5. I am Miss Moore, and I am here to help you with your math homework. So, as you're watching this broadcast, if you have any homework help questions, here's what I need you to do. I need you to call the number that's going to be posted on the screen. It's 609-614-0606, right there. And you can ask me your homework questions, okay? So at any time during this broadcast, as other guests are coming on, or you see me teaching something that sparks a question in your mind, go ahead, you can call me there, or you can submit questions through the Google form in the description of this video, okay? So if at any point you have a question, you can call in at that number that's going on the bottom of the screen, or you can submit your questions through a Google form. Now, if you know it's better for me to see a picture of your question, then go ahead and fill out that form. You can still call in, but it helps me to see your question. If it's a picture, like if you're doing shapes or something, it really helps me to see your questions. So fill out that form, call in, and I am ready to help you. So we have a guest coming on right now. This is live. Hi, Josh. So this is absolutely live. I am here right now in front of you. So if at any moment you have a question, go ahead and call, and I am here. Okay, so we have a special guest, our first caller. She's actually joining me right here on StreamYard, and her question is about volume of pyramids and prisms. So we're going to talk about the formula and how to plug it in. So welcome, caller number 1. Woo, woo, woo. Welcome, welcome. So just unmute yourself.
Hi.
Hello. Okay, so let's talk about prisms. So tell me first things first, what do you know about the rectangular prism? So go ahead.
I know that the volume is big B times H.
Good. Okay, so we have, Miss Moore's going to try her best to draw a prism. All right, one thing about me, guys, Miss Moore is not an artist whatsoever. This is probably the only shape in a cube that I can draw very well. Okay, so we have base times height. And when you say big B, so when we're trying to find the volume is V. And instead of small b, like we see with a triangle, right? That small b means the base, the bottom of the figure, right? Instead of that, we have big B. Tell me, what does big B mean? Do you know?
Does it mean the base of the whole thing?
The base of the... Almost. Okay, so it is, so you're right in that it's the base. It has something to do with the base, right? And this is a little bit different than like a triangle, because a triangle or like 2D figures, your base is like the bottom, right? But as you're gonna see with triangular prisms, our base with 3D figures are actually, it's gonna look like it's on the side, depending on how you're holding the figure. Okay, so oh, thank you. Let me share my screen. I love my producers. They help me. They let me know when I'm not doing something right. Okay, so here we are. Look at my beautiful rectangular prism. Okay, so here is one of the bases, and the other one is smack dab right across from it. Okay, and let's say this was a 5, this was a 4, and this was a 9. Okay, I'm just making this up, so it might not work out perfectly, but it's fine. B, big B, means the area of the base. Area of the base. And this is why for multiple figures, you will see this formula, because the base changes depending on what type of prism it is. Okay, so it's the B means that big B, you're right, it had something to do with the base, right? But it meant the area of the base. So look at my base. What shape do you see? So the shape in pink, what shape do you see?
A square.
Almost. So all the sides aren't equal, so then that must be what?
A rectangle.
A rectangle, right? So it is a rectangle. Good. And do you know the area of a rectangle?
Yeah. The area of a rectangle is length times width.
Good. Length times width. Okay. So length is the longest side. So in this one, between 4 and 5, which one is the length? Which one's the longest side?
4.
So we have 5 here and we have 4 here. So which one is the longest side? Bigger measurement.
5.
Good. And so the width must be
4.
excellent. Okay, so first things first, we are finding the area of the base. Okay, so we could say A for area or have that big B. So here our base is a rectangle. Okay, and area of the base, 5 times 4 is
20.
Good. So now we have our B, right? So the area of the base, which is length times width because it's a rectangle, and then the height. Okay. Now imagine this was we'll take this. Imagine, so this is a eraser, right? So right now it looks like this, but imagine I stood it up like this. So this would represent the height, that long side, right? So right now it doesn't look like a height, it looks like a length, right? But it actually is the height. Usually they will only give you these 3 measurements anyway. And so you just have to know that this is the height. Okay, so I have B, check. What's my height?
9.
Good. Okay, so now I plug it in. We have B times H. B is 20. H is 9. And 20 times 9 is?
180.
Excellent. Woo, woo, woo. All right. So let's keep going. In the chat, give it up for caller 1. She's doing great. Okay, I want you to try this rectangular prism. Okay, so let's say the base was I know, right? It's 7th grade math. Let's say the base was 11 and 5. Okay, what's my area? So what's B? First of all, what shape is it?
Rectangular prism.
Excellent. Okay, and then what's the shape of the base?
A rectangle.
Good. Okay, and so what's my area of the rectangle?
Would it be 11 times 5?
Excellent. You got this. Okay, what's 11 times 5?
55.
Yes. Okay, and now what's my height?
12.
12. Okay, and we get some really ugly number, but what are we going to do with 55 and 12?
Multiply them.
Yes, absolutely. So once we have our b, which is right here, and we have our height, now we have the easy part, okay? If your teacher allows you to use calculators, we're just going to plug that in. Usually they use prettier numbers than what I'm making up right now, but you know. So your volume is 660. Bam. Okay. So how was that? How are you feeling about rectangular prism?
Good.
Good. Okay. So tell me, just checking again, what does big B represent?
The area of the base.
Yes. Woo, woo, woo. Yes. Okay. So now what if the base was a triangle? So what if the base was a triangle? Josh in the comments said, "You're killing it. Isn't she? Doing amazing." Okay. Now help Miss Moore see this. Oh, I think I did it. That looks like a prism, right? Somebody. Okay. Okay. So let's say okay, I'm going to start off a little bit easier just because with things like this, they really like to confuse you and throw in things they know you don't need. Okay, so first things first, we identify the shape of the base. What is this shape?
A triangle?
Yeah. Okay, now do you know the triangle formula?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's our triangle formula?
Base times height divided by 2.
Excellent. So this big B, we're going to do base times height, and then we're going to divide it by 2. So little b. Now, what's my base? So let me give you some pretty numbers. Let's say 4 and 3. And then we're going to make this 10. Okay. So let's focus on the triangle. What's my base? What's the bottom of the triangle?
4.
Excellent. And what is the height of the triangle?
3.
Excellent. Okay. And 4 times 3 is?
12.
12 divided by 2 is?
6.
That's right. Okay. Now we have big B. Okay. Now what's the height?
10.
The height is 10. Excellent. So what am I going to do with this big B and little b?
You're going to take 6 as the big B, and then you're going to multiply it by 10.
Excellent. And what do we get?
60.
Good. And let's say these were inches. How would I write my units?
Inches squared.
Almost. So squared is area. So think 2D figures, it's squared. These are 3D figures. So it's going to be, instead of 2, it's going to be a
3.
Yep. Okay. And, you know, just to show you why you're doing inches times inches here. When you find the area of the base, this is inches squared, right? Then the height is inches. So not to confuse you, but this is like inches squared times inches, which is inches to the third power. That's how they got it. But if you just think about it, the volume is always cubed. Surface area is always squared. Volume is always cubed. Okay? Because volume, as you can see, there's a lot of dimensions here. So volume is cubed. Okay. Now, what did I mean by they like to confuse you? Okay. What they like to do here is they like to add some of the sides, right? So they like to add in some sides because they want to know, do you really understand what the height is? and what the base is, okay? The only two important things here is this side right here. And let me make it bigger. This side right here and the height. You're focusing on that perpendicular box, right? The right angle. Anything that doesn't form a right angle, we don't care about. Okay? The only thing we care about is what forms that right angle. Okay? So they're going to give you stuff that makes no sense, and they're doing that to confuse you because they just want to know, do you really know and understand that this 3 and 4 are the base and the height? Okay? But great job. You did amazing. So I'm going to give you this last one for Prism. But you're doing amazing. So just remind me in the audience one more time, what's big B? So what does big B represent? Oh no, where'd you go?
Oh, sorry.
What does big B represent?
The area of the base.
Awesome. Okay, and in this one, what's our base? What shape?
A rectangle.
So what kind of prism is this? So a rectangular prism. So we name the shape by its base, right? So we've done a rectangular prism before, right? Where we had this and we had this, right? That was a rectangular prism because the base was a rectangle. What's the base here? What shape is it?
A triangle.
Excellent. Okay, so the shape here is a triangle, which is why we call it a triangular prism. Oops. Okay, so what's the area of a triangle? What's my formula?
Base times height divided by 2.
Yes. So first things first, we're going to find the area of the base. Base times height divided by 2. Okay, so tell me, six, 5, and 4, and we'll put an 11 there. Okay, tell me for the area of the base, what two numbers do I need to focus on?
6 and 4.
Okay, so 6, hold on. 6 is one of the sides, right? 6 is over here. It's one of the sides of a triangle, right? You said base times height. Which one is the base of the triangle?
Oh, 4.
And what's the height?
3.
Oh, that's a 5. I changed it.
5.
I had it as a 3, but then I changed it. Okay, so 4 times 5?
20.
Good. And 20 divided by 2?
10.
Excellent. Okay, and what's my height?
11.
Good. Okay. What did they put here to fool you? What numbers didn't we use? Say it again.
A 6.
Yes. They put those 6 here to confuse you. But remember, we only care about the two numbers that make a right angle. They're perpendicular to each other. So here are the base and the height. That's all we care about. So the 4 and the 5. Excellent. Now what am I going to do with these two numbers? I have my base, 10, and my height, 11. And what am I going to do with these?
Multiply them.
Good. Okay, so 10 times 11. Just add a 0 to 11. And what do you get?
110.
Good. Awesome. And if it was centimeters, what would I write as the units?
Centimeters 3.
Good. Cube. Awesome. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Excellent job. So I'm going to have you come back later on. I want you to take a little break before we move on to pyramids. So right now, for those who are watching, if you have any homework questions, any math questions at all, I want you to call this number on the screen, 609-614-0606. 609-614-0606, and ask your homework question. The other option for you, I'll leave that up so that you can respond. Okay. And let me check the form, make sure nobody submitted any questions here. Good. All right, so that is volume of a shape. Excellent job. Our call number 1 is doing good. Yeah, so with these 3D figures, it's a lot of work because you have to know what the shape of that base is, what the formula for the area of a base is, and then the height, okay? And because it's so many pieces, like I gotta remember the formula for the area of the base. I also have to remember which numbers I'm using, which one is the base and the height. And I got it divided by 2. It's so much to keep track of. So it's really tough for a lot of students to get it. But our caller number 1, she's done amazing. Great job. All right. I don't have any questions, but I do have a test on Thursday. Okay. So Josh says, I don't have any questions right now, but I do have a test on Thursday, kind of nervous. Okay. So in the chat, just tell me what your topic that you're getting tested on, so we can make you feel a little bit more confident. So you won't be nervous tomorrow. All right. You guys are doing great. Okay, let me see what Josh said. We have a little delay. It's Algebra 2, arithmetic and geometric series. Oh, I taught my accelerated class that last year. So give me an example of a problem, because I know there's formulas involved with that as well, patterns and stuff. Congrats on Algebra 2. That means you're almost done with math. Nice. Okay. I know the delay is awful. It's really bad. It's like a whole minute or 2. Okay, so while you go get some questions, I am going to, I got a question last week, and unfortunately I thought I was live and I was not live. So I'm going to do it again while we give caller 1 a break, and then while Josh is getting his questions. Okay. So the question was, can we go over how to turn a fraction into a decimal? Okay, so let's talk about it. Fraction to decimal. Okay, so let's say I have 4/5. Okay, how do I turn 4/5 into a decimal? What you can do is you have 2 options. Okay, if it can go into a 10th easily, then you can just turn it into having a 10 as a denominator, because we know, let's say we have 12 hundredths, right? The 1 is in the 10th place, which is the denominator. The 2 is in the hundredths place. So anything that you can turn that could have a 10, 100, or 1,000 denominator. That's an easy way to turn it into a decimal. So this becomes 8/10, which is what we write, 8/10. That's how we would write it as a decimal. Okay, that's the easy way. But let's say we had something like 1/4. Okay, it doesn't really go into 10 easily, right? It does go into 100, but a lot of students don't realize that you can multiply by 25. So let's say you didn't know that, right? And you try to multiply by something and it's just not going in evenly. So this is how you would do it. Here's what we do. Remember, a fraction, that fraction bar is division, okay? When we have a division symbol, that top dot is the numerator, the bottom dot is the denominator, and the fraction bar is division, right? So this really says 1 divided by 4. 1 divided by 4. So we put that 1 in the house, we like to call it a house, and we make it look like money. So we make it look like $1, okay? And put that decimal on top, and 4 goes into 10 2 times. Okay, bring down your 0, and 4 goes into 20 5 times. And there you have it. Okay, let's try it again. Let's say we have 7/8. Again, it doesn't really go into 10 or 100 or 1,000 like evenly or anything that students would know right away. This is usually 6th grade, right? You learn this in 6th grade. So a lot of 6th graders wouldn't really know where it goes in evenly, which is fine. So we put the numerator, this says 7 divided by 8, okay? This was 1 divided by 4, not 7, by 4. Okay, so now put that numerator in the house, make it look like money, put that decimal on top, and 8 goes into 70. Okay, gotcha. 8 goes into 70. How many times? 8 times. My brain was like, how many times? 8 goes into 67 times. And 8 goes into 40. Bring down that 0. 5 times. Okay, and we would say 875 thousandths. Okay, so it's pretty simple and straightforward. We read the fraction as the numerator divided by the denominator. Okay, so once again, if we have 5/11ths, it's 5 divided by 11. Okay, and I like to just write the house right next to the 11, so you always remember that the 11 goes on the outside. So the numerator goes in the house, we make it look like money, put that decimal on top, and divide as normal. Okay, you will get 5, and then 4, or maybe the 5 should be 44, right? Yeah, and then 55. 5 again. Yeah, 5 and 4. So that 5 and 4 just keeps repeating, and you have a repeating decimal. But it's just numerator divided by denominator, and that's how you turn it into a decimal. You're welcome. Great question. All right. I know, money is the best. Okay. So let me see the question. Okay. Gotta pull up the picture. So for Desmo, is Desmo like Photomath? Or is it different? I don't really use Desmo. Okay, that's an example of like the work that you're doing. Oh, it's like a calculator. Gotcha. That's better than Photomath. Gotcha. Okay. So they want you to find the nth term, then graph the first 6 terms of the sequence. Ah, gotcha. So A3, so the third term is 4, R equals 2. Ooh, it's been a while since I've done this. I'm a middle school math teacher, so it's been a long time. But let me take a look at this. Power. Oh, I see it. Okay. So now correct me if I'm wrong, but the formula is this. Oops. N equals that first number and R to the n power. Is that correct? You know what? I got to look at this on, I just cut the lesson in half. Oh, no, not the graphing part. Okay, but it's just sequences, right? I'm going to look this up on, I have to pull up our YouTube stream on my phone so that the delay, it's not, so that the delay is not, as horrible as it is right now. So give me 1 second while I pull this up for you. Okay, I can't see the live stream, but it seems to be coming up, n-1. Okay, so if it says, you know what, it's easier if, are you able to call in, Josh? Oh, teachers can join. Oh, gotcha. Okay, so Josh, let me know if you're able to call in, because then I'll be able to help you a lot, like give you multiple problems like really fast. No worries. And you're right, it is n-1. Okay. So these were geometric sequences, okay? So I'm going to give you some terms, and then you tell me what it should be. So if a to the n, oh, so a to the third, now I'm making this up off the top of my head, so it might not work, but a to the third is 32, and r is, let's say, 2. You got to do it if it's 2. No, it's fine. Okay, so tell me what tell me what the rule is for n to the nth term, for a to the n. Tell me what the rule is for the nth term. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so we have an equals a r to the n-1. We don't have to put here. So if a3 is, so the third term is 32 and r is 2, tell me what you get. This is fun for me. I don't get to do this algebra 2 as often. So you're stretching my muscles. I love it. I'm going to do it with you on a side screen so that I don't give you the answer. Oh, no problem. I'm figuring out myself while you do it. Okay, so while you're working on that, and let me know what answer you get. Let me know if it even works out, because I just made that up off the top of my head. Let me see if my caller one is ready again. And it looks like we have some more people joining us, so I'm gonna remind you guys that, here it is. If you have any questions or you need homework help, just call this number and I will assist you with any questions you have. You can also submit your questions just like Josh did. You can submit your questions on the Google form. It's located in the description of this video. If you have a picture, that would really help me out. If you have a picture of the question, or you can type the question up, that would really help me to help you. All right. So I'm gonna shift this a little bit. We'll come back to it. And I'm gonna bring up caller one again. All right, hello, caller one.
Hi.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is see what you remember, and then we're gonna move on to, I'm gonna give you these two problems and I want you to tell me the answer. Okay, and then we're gonna move on to Prism. Pyramid. That wasn't Prism. Why is this giving me such a hard time? Okay, so I'm gonna give you, okay, so I want you to solve that. And then for number 2, oops. Okay, and this, let me trace over this. Okay, and over here, it's 8 and 12. Okay, so I want you to solve those 2 questions for me, and then we'll move on to pyramid. All right. So Josh, when you're ready, let me know. Okay, and caller one, let me know when you have your answer for both. Hello, if you're just joining us, welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad to see you. As it says on the screen, if you have any homework questions right now, we have 2 students who are working on problems right now. And if you have a question and you need homework help, just call the number that's on the screen or submit the homework form, and I'll be able to assist you. Okay, so tell me what you did, Josh. How did you solve it? So give me the formula you used and then tell me how you solved it. All right, caller one, let me check in with you. Oh, you're muted. I just realized that. So caller one, let me know. Okay, so you got A3 equals 32, R is 2, N equals 3. Then I plug those numbers into A1, R into, and then what did you get? 32 equals 4, 2 to the 2 minus times to the n minus 1. Okay, so I see you took 4. I mean, you took 2, right? And you raised it to the second power because you did the n minus 1. So let me just go back to Josh for a second. So you plugged in a to the third, right? And you said, we're going to do 3 minus 1. A to the third was 2. And you did R was 2 to the second power, right? And then 2 squared is 4. Okay, so this is for, A1, right? How do we solve for A? You see it? So tell me what you get when you solve for A. Yeah. Okay, so that A equals 8, or divide by 4. So A equals 8, and so A to the n is 8 times R n minus 1, which makes sense, right? Because if A is 3, we have 32 equals 8 times 2 squared. Okay? So that would be your rule. You get it? I didn't even think it was going to work out because I just made up a random number, but it did. Look at that. Okay, so I want you to try another one. So for them, you don't have to graph it, you said. You just have to find the rule, right? You're welcome, Josh. That's what I'm here for. You just did more math. Whoop, whoop. Okay, let me give you another one. just to make sure you got it. Because the hardest part is just getting that first sequence. Okay. So if A4 is, let's say 100. No, that wasn't right. What did I do? So it's AN equals AR to the N minus 1, right? So I gave you R. Yeah, A4 equals 100 and R equals, that's not going to go in evenly. Let me make it prettier. Okay, now it's better. Okay, so give me the rule. Oops, sorry. So it's A4 equals 81, R equals 3. And I want you to tell me what the rule is. You're doing great. All right, let me go back to caller 1. Okay, so tell me what you're getting for number 1. Unmute and then tell me.
Okay, so I got 240.
Okay, what was the area of your base? That is correct, actually.
The area was 6 times 4.
Excellent, because it was what shape?
A rectangle.
Good. And we know a rectangle, like you said before, is base times height or length times width, right? And the height here is?
24.
The height.
Oh, 10.
Good. Awesome. And I know you knew exactly what it was because you got 240. Excellent. Great job. Okay. Now, did you get a chance to finish number 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got 336.
Okay. So tell me how you did it.
I did 8 times 7.
Good. Uh-huh.
And then I divided it by 2.
Excellent. And what did you get?
28.
Good. Okay, we got 56 divided by 2, which is 28. What's your height?
28. Oh, 12.
Good. And then what did you do with the 2 things?
I multiplied them and then I got 336.
You are on fire. Yes. Okay, so now you are absolutely correct. I make this stuff up off the top of my head, and I don't know if it's correct or not. Okay, so now I want you to try, let's do pyramid. So pyramid is very similar, except for it's base times height divided by 3. You know, we're working with triangles for pyramid. So we're no longer working with, what do you call that? We're no longer working with rectangles. It's all, why is it doing this to me? Sorry, y'all. I've never seen it do this. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it right there. Okay, so pyramid, these are really hard for me to draw. I'm gonna start with a rectangle. Maybe I'll do better with that. That's a parallelogram, but it might work. And so it's going to meet at a point. And if you squint, it actually looks like a pyramid. It doesn't really look like, but just imagine all the sides are triangles, okay? All the sides are triangles, okay? It doesn't look like it, but they are. Okay, so if all the sides are triangles and they're all equal, nice little pretty triangles. All right. What's the base here? Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. What's the base? What shape is the base, I should say? So for pyramid, the base, the shape of the base is the bottom of the pyramid. Because a pyramid, what makes a pyramid is that all of the sides around it are triangles, okay? So what makes it a pyramid, ignore my drawing, but what makes a pyramid is that all of the sides are triangles. So the only thing that changes about a pyramid is the base. So tell me, what is the shape of the base of this pyramid?
A triangle.
So the sides are triangles, but here, what's on the bottom? What's the bottom shape? If you look closely, I know my pyramid is awful, but
A rectangle.
good. Okay. So this is a rectangle, even though it looks like a parallelogram. It's a rectangle. I really got to learn how to draw. I think it's a requirement as a math teacher that you know how to draw. I didn't get that. I didn't go to school for that, so I got to do better. Okay, so let's say this is 10 and this dotted line is 5 and over here is 4. Okay, so you told me I need to find the area of the base, and you just told me, so area of the base times the height divided by 3. Okay, that's the volume. Okay, area of the base times the height divided by 3. Okay, so you just told me the base was a rectangle. So give me the area. So what's the area of this rectangle? So just to make sure you see it clearly, I know my thing is messed up. So this 10 goes for this side right here. The 4 goes for this side. And this dotted line right here, that's the 5. Okay. So what two numbers am I looking at for the rectangle?
10 and 4.
Excellent. And what's my area? Oops.
$40.
Excellent. Awesome. Okay. And what's the height?
5.
S. Okay. So the height always will be smack dab in the center. Think about how we measure our height, right? We're standing up. Your height will not be these slanted sides. That comes a lot later on in math. You'll work with the slanted sides, but a lot later. Right now, we just want from the top of the pyramid to the bottom, that height. And it's usually always drawn in. Okay, so now we have the area of the base and we have the area of the height. I did not choose friendly numbers, but work with me. So we're going to do 40 times 5. We got our base. We have our height. And so now what's 40 times 5?
200.
Excellent. And now we have to take that and divide it by 3. Okay. 4 times 4 to the n minus 1. Okay. So if we were to divide this, it's not going to go in pretty. It'll be repeating decimal. Yeah. A bunch of 6s. But yes, so you get the overall concept. So let's do it again. I'm just going to keep this picture up because I don't want to torture you anymore with my drawing. Okay, here we go. So this right here is going to be 7. Nope, let's use it even. No, 9. Let's use that. That would be 9. This is 10. And this, actually, this could be 9 too. Okay, that'll work out. Okay. So go ahead and solve it. Tell me what you get. So we got the volume is the area of the base times the height. And we're going to take all that and divide it by 3. So your base, tell me again, your base is what shape?
A rectangle.
Good. Okay. So you need to find the area of that rectangle, find the height, and divide it by 3. I think I did it where it's going to be a pretty number this time. When you divide by 3, yes, it will come out a whole number. Woohoo! Okay. Hi, Cassie. Okay, let me check on Josh. I wish I could freeze my screen. Okay. Kara, let me know when you have, let's see. So Josh said you had 1.8 n equals 1.24 raised to the n minus 1. Okay, let's see. Okay, so caller number 1, do you have all the numbers down so I can scroll up to Josh's problem? Are you good with me scrolling up? You're muted.
I'm going to write it down real quick.
Okay, that's fine. I just want to make sure he's good. I mean, he has the right answer. So we had, it was 100, right? A to the 4th was 1. No, I changed it to 81, didn't I? And then I had R equals 3. 1 equals A. 3 to the 3rd power, which is 26. A was 3, right, Josh? So you got a decimal. If you do, R was 3. Let me just see. Okay, caller number 1, just hold on 1 second. Let me see what I put down. Okay, so R was 3, and A to the 4th was 81. So let me try to do this so I'm gonna have it like this. Oop, caller 1, I'll have it just like that so you can still see it. Okay, so let me help. Oh, okay. I was like, how are we getting a decimal? Okay. I told you I made it pretty numbers this time. I was trying to help you out. Okay, so A4 equals 81. R is 3. I know y'all keep telling me my 3s look like 5 or 5s looks like 3. I keep talking about my numbers. Okay, you're fine, Josh. So let me know what you get then. But man, you did some hard work doing all of that. Let me see if you were at least right with that one. That could work. Let me see. 81 is A. 5 to the 3rd power. And then what did you get? 125. Go get your fish sticks. Okay. So for those just joining us, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is more math homework help. Like it says on the screen, if you have any questions at all, you can fill out the form in the description of the video with your homework questions, or you can call in and ask me some homework questions and talk to me directly. Okay, so I'll be checking to see who's calling in, and we'll go from there. Okay, so caller number 1, I'm back. What do we have?
Okay, I got 135.
That is what I got. Yes. Okay, so that means you got 45 for the area of the base.
Yeah.
And then you multiplied that by 9 and divided it by 3. Yes. Absolutely correct. Woo-hoo! Good job. Nice job. Okay, so that's pyramid. Now, if it turns from rectangle to triangle, oh Lord, watch me try to draw this. I'm telling you, these shapes get worse and worse. Okay, if you thought the last one was bad, prepare yourself. The problem is, here's the thing. I can't see how the 3D shapes are supposed to be formed. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try this. But let's say for a pyramid, pretend the pyramid at the base is a triangle now. Okay. So for the 3 sides, if you were to open this up, this is how the pyramid would look. Okay. So just imagine them all closed. Okay, because I can't draw. I should have had you draw because I'm the worst. Okay, so this is the bottom, the base. Okay, so it doesn't have a rectangle. It actually has. Stop it, Josh. It actually has a. It actually just has a triangle on the bottom. I don't even know how to even start with a triangular pyramid. It's just gonna be awful. Okay, so just imagine this is the bottom. And okay, so what would the area of the base be? Tell me.
I would say 4 times 5.
Mm-hmm. And then what? Keep going.
And get 20.
Uh-huh. And what's this shape?
A triangle.
Okay, and the area of a triangle, are we done with that area?
We're going to divide it by 3.
Divide for the area of the base. Oh, you're right. I wrote the formula down wrong. Sorry. Volume equals B times H divided by 3. Thank you for that. Okay, so right now we're finding the area of the base, which is a triangle, right? So remember with the triangle, it's base times height, and then what do we do with it?
Divide by 3.
Good. So we're going to do base times height. Not 3, I'm sorry. So we're just doing this triangle that's at the bottom, not the whole pyramid.
Divide by 2.
Good, there you are. I know, I'm confusing you with all my drawings. Okay, so let's say, oh wait, I wonder if I can, no. Okay. I keep trying to attempt a pyramid and I just feel like I should stop while I'm behind. Okay, so let's say the height of the pyramid. So I'll draw it like this. Okay, so let's say this is the height of the pyramid, right? And the height of the pyramid is 9. Okay, give me the volume.
10 times 9 divided by 3.
Excellent. And what's 10 times 9?
90.
Good. And divided by 3?
30.
Yes. Awesome. Great job. So with this one, the difference is that it has a triangle as the base on the bottom of it. I wish I could find something around here that was a pyramid, in the shape of a pyramid. But alas, I have nothing. Let me try to find you one, because I want you to be able to answer it. Volume of a triangular pyramid. So I want to at least be able to show you what it looks like. I'm sure you've seen it in class, but oh, this is a good one. Okay. Let's see, can I bring this over here? Oh, yay. Okay, so let me clear everything. And then let me bring this over here. Okay. Whew. Don't you love copy paste? It's amazing. Okay, so let's enlarge that. So this is what a prism. Oh, maybe I could. No, I was gonna say maybe I could have drawn it, but no. Maybe. All right. So this is what it looks like. Okay. You have your height. Remember, it has to form that right angle. And I told you it's usually right in the center of your pyramid, right? So that's the height. So tell me what the height is. What number goes with the height?
4.
Good. Okay. Now with your triangle, be careful here. Okay. So you have 3 different options. You have this right here. Okay. You have this line. And you have this bottom line. Okay. So this is a triangle. However, remember, so you already know, because you've told me before, that the area is base times height divided by 2. What they're doing right now is trying to confuse you. But I know, you know, because you told me before, that the base and the height have to form a right angle. So the base and the height of a triangle, it has to form a right angle. Okay, so what number are they trying to confuse you with that does not form a right angle? Because 2 of the sides have to form a right angle with each other. Which side doesn't even form a right angle with any of them?
3.
Okay, let's see where 3 is. So 3 is right here on this side, and I do see a right angle right here. So it is forming a right angle with something.
So 4.
Okay, 4 goes here, which also, there's a right angle here. Okay, so I want you to be able to see that these 2 lines form a right angle. Okay, so this pyramid they're using to trick you, and well, not trick you, but they really want to make sure that you know that the base and the height have to form a right angle. So it's only these 2 sides that we need to focus on. This 5, and they put it right in the front to make sure you're really confused. So that 5, we don't need that at all. So if you're having a tough time with pyramids, it's most likely because that triangle on the bottom is just not a pretty like triangle that looks like this, right? It's turned sideways, or, you know, it's turned kind of around. So it's not as pretty where this is always going to be the base and this is the height. Okay, sometimes it looks like this, and the height is drawn in, and the base is over here or something. You know, actually, that's not the base. It still forms a right angle. But sometimes they'll do it slant, like turn it to the side, like over here. Okay, so I just want you to be aware of that, because when it comes to volume and area, it's not hard, but they do a lot of tricky stuff like turning it, so that you really have to know, wait, I only focus on the sides that have a right angle. Okay, bye, Josh. Hope I was helpful to you. Okay, so these are the 2 sides, 3 and 4, right? So we're going to do base times height divided by 2. What's 3 times 4?
12.
12 divided by 2 is?
6.
X. Awesome. So that's the area of the base. The other thing about volume and geometry is that you do all this work and you're like, whew, I'm done. I found the volume. And then you realize you've only found the area of the base. It's so much. But that's why we keep it organized, right? So we start with our formula. Volume equals base times height divided by 2, 3. And then we say, okay, I have my height, I have my base. Now I can multiply them together and divide by 3. You see? So this comes out really pretty. 6 times 4 is what?
24.
And 24 divided by 3?
8.
Excellent. So see, volume equals 8. 8 what? So these are, okay, that looks like miles, which is, I've never seen that before. But miles, I've never seen that before, but usually it's inches or millimeters or something. So how would we write this for my units?
Miles 2.
Volume?
3.
There you go. Good. Okay. So like I said, they try to trick you by having this on the bottom because you're so used to the base always being on the bottom, right? When we see a triangle. So they're trying to trick you by having this 5 there. They really want to try to trick you, but you just focus on that pink part. These lines are right here that form that right angle. So when you're working with the triangle, always look for the right angle. Okay. Last one for you. I want you to try this one. Let's see how you do. I know you're going to do fantastic. Okay, let's try. Let me see this one. Is that the same thing? Nope. Okay. That one's good. Okay, so you need to find the cubic inches of rice. So volume. So they want to fill it up with rice, right? So if this was a container and they want to fill it up with rice, they want to know what's the volume? How much rice are they going to need? So can you see the things clearly? I know it's a little bit blurry.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, good. So first things first, what shape is the base?
A triangular pyramid.
Good. So it's a triangle on the bottom. So triangle, base. And what's my area for a base, triangle base? What's the formula, I mean?
Base times height divided by 2.
Good. Okay. And we are finding volume of a triangular pyramid. Oh, I forgot to ask you, what's the difference between a pyramid and a prism? Hi, Matthew.
A pyramid touches at the top and a prism doesn't? Or
what kind of
point?
So it's really about the shape of the sides. So what's the shape on all the sides of a pyramid? A pyramid has the same type of shape on all of the sides. You know what shape that is? If you look at this pyramid right here, all of the sides. So here's the front, and then there's 2 sides behind it. What shape is that?
A triangle.
Yeah, so for a pyramid, all of the sides are triangles, okay? The only difference is the bottom. The bottom could be a rectangle, it could be a square, it could be a triangle, right? But all of the sides are a triangle. Now for a prism, if pyramids, all the sides are a triangle, what about a prism? All of the sides around a prism, so here's a prism, all of the sides are what shape?
A rectangle?
Yep. So prism, the sides are rectangles. The only thing that changes are, I guess I shouldn't say the bases, right? So if the base is a rectangle, this is a rectangular prism. If this was a triangle, it would be a triangular prism. But it's a prism because the top, bottom, front, back are rectangles, okay? And for a pyramid, all around it is triangles. That's what makes it, you know, pyramid and prism. Okay, that was just a fun fact. So for the triangle base, so my base is that bottom right here. Tell me what I'm focused on. What two numbers matter?
The 6 and the 8.
Yes, get it, girl. Okay, and why do they matter?
Because they form a right angle.
Look at that math language. Yes. They form a right angle with each other. Good. Awesome. And we see that right angle right here. There it is. Okay, so we do. Tell me what you get for the area of the base.
I did 6 times 8, and I got 48.
Good. And then what did you do?
Divided by 2, and I got 24.
Yes. And then the height is what?
12.
Good. And so what are you going to do with both of those? I got the base. I have the height. What am I going to do now?
You're going to multiply the 12 and the 24, and then divide by 3.
Excellent. Okay. And I like to do a little trick by doing 12 divided by 3 first. And you get 4. Actually, you know, yeah. And then 24 times 4. But you can just multiply straight across. I'm just lazy. So when you multiply it, tell me what you're getting. If you multiply straight across, what do you get?
$96.
Good. Okay. So you'll get 288 when you do 24 times 12, and then you divide it by 3, and you get 96. Awesome. Great job. So how are you feeling from where you started to where you are now? How are you feeling about prisms and pyramid? So tell me where you started. Before we even did this, on a scale from 1 to 10, how are you feeling about the volume of prisms and pyramids?
From before,
From before.
It was really hard for me before, before I came here.
Aww. And now how are you feeling?
Much better.
Yay! You're doing awesome. You got it. So tell me where you were getting stuck. Like, what was that moment where it kind of clicked for you tonight that helped you realize like you were getting tripped up over something? What was that something?
So I kept getting stuck on like the area of the rectangle and the area of the triangle on which one to use.
Oh, for like when you had to do the area of the base?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. So it's only, you just, for pyramid's the easier one because you just focus on that bottom piece. So if that bottom is a triangle, it's a triangle. If it's a rectangle on the bottom, you do the rectangle formula. And then for the prism, you know, when I tried, what did I do? So if you look at this, the pretend I can draw. Around it are rectangles. Okay, so I wish I had these shapes to show you, but they're a triangular prism. They're rectangles on the side. So on the around it. So these pieces are what we focus on. So if these pieces are triangles, that's when we use the triangle. But if it's just like that, then it's a rectangle. That's what we focus on right there. And that's when you use the rectangle. Good. I'm so glad this is helpful. And you're feeling more confident. That's more math. Whoop, whoop. Great job. All right. So I don't think we have any other callers. Let me just double check, triple check. And let me check my Google form. Nope, I think that's a wrap. So tonight, we did, hold on, there we go. So tonight, we learned volume of 3D shapes, volume of prisms, rectangular prisms and triangular prisms, the volume of pyramids, rectangular pyramids and triangular pyramids. And we did a little bit of algebra 2 with Josh with geometric series. No, geometric sequences, yes. Geometric sequences. So this is a fun night. Glad I got to help you guys. And if anybody is watching the replay, and you need more math help in the future, then I want you to remember every Wednesday, I am here from 8 to about 9:30, 10-ish, depending on how many people we have asking for homework help, usually at the earliest 9 o'clock and then at the latest 10 o'clock. But get on as soon as possible. Submit those questions on the form that you see in the video description, and then also make sure you call that number when the show is live. So if for some reason you are not getting through on that number, it could be that I'm already on the line with somebody else. So watch the live stream so you can see when I'm live, when I'm taking more questions, so that you can call in and get the help you need. And yeah, that's that. So this has been a wonderful episode of More Math. Can't wait to see you next week at 8 p.m. Bye.